Good evening. Today we are going to learn about the dihybrid cross. Now you are familiar with the monohybrid cross, incomplete dominance and codominance. Now today we are going to learn about dihybrid cross. Now in monohybrid cross, the Mendel was considering only one trait, and in dihybrid cross he considered two traits, two contrasting pairs in pea plant, and then he gave the dihybrid cross. So dihybrid cross is the cross between two plants, the male and the female, having two contrasting traits. So that means they are differing in two traits, and here also we are taking the true breeding. True breeding means both the traits are self-pollinated so that they become homozygous. So if they are not heterozygous, they are homozygous, true breeding plants. And then we will see what happens when he crossed two trait plants, considering two traits, and he crossed them. And this is called dihybrid cross. Now what he did was he took the round and yellow. Round and yellow. So round is dominant over wrinkle and yellow is dominant over green. So he took two traits. Two traits are taken. Any two traits can be taken. So here the example what we are taking is round yellow and wrinkled and green. So round is dominant over wrinkled. That's why round we are denoting by capital R and wrinkled we are denoting by small r. Clear? And the another trait that is taken in this example is yellow and green. So yellow is dominant over green. Yellow colored seeds are dominant over green colored seeds. So yellow is capital Y and green is small y. So what would be the parents genotype? Parent genotype would be capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y. That is crossed with small r, small r, small y, small y. So small r, small r, small y, these are the recessive green wrinkled seeds. And capital R, small r, capital R, capital R, small, capital Y. These are round and yellow. So these are dominant. These are round seeds and yellow seeds. Now these seeds are dominant. Round is dominant over wrinkle. He did the experiment with round and wrinkle also in monohybrid cross, and he saw that round is dominating over wrinkle. And he did monohybrid cross of yellow and green also, and he saw that yellow is dominant over green. And in F1 generation, all were round in first monohybrid and all were yellow in second monohybrid. And in F2 generation, the ratio was 3:1. That is his results in monohybrid cross. Now when he did this dihybrid cross, he took two characteristics, round and yellow, both dominant in one parent, and wrinkle and green, both recessive in another parent. And when he crossed them, the result was all were round and yellow. Same result as monohybrid cross, all dominant. That means here in F1 generation, the wrinkle and green, they were not able to express themselves because they are recessive to round and yellow. So all plants, the 100% population was of round and yellow. Now till here it is absolutely same as monohybrid. Now what happens from here? He self-pollinated this F1 generation, that is round and yellow of F1 generation with round and yellow same. So round and yellow, here what is the xenotype? Here the xenotype is capital R, small r, capital Y, small I. Though small r and small y are present, but they are not able to express themselves because they are recessive alleles. And capital R and capital Y are expressing themselves because they are dominant. Clear? So they all were round and yellow. Now when he self-crossed, this is the Punnett square of dihybrid cross. So what happened? What would be the gametes of capital R, small r, capital Y, small I? Find out, make the gametes of this. Capital, it can be 4. 4 gametes can be formed. Capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, capital Y, and small r, small y. These are the 4 gametes which can be formed. So these 4 gametes are from the female plant, the female gamete, eggs, and these 4 gametes are the from the male plant, the male gamete sperm. Clear? These are the male gametes, that is the pollen, and these are the eggs, the gametes in the eggs. Now, what is the probability of xenotype and phenotype? That we can see from this Punnett square. So what can be the, what is the probability? Capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y. Capital R, capital R, capital Y, small y. Capital R, small r, capital Y, capital Y. Capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. So like this, these were the results. Now, how many total were formed? 16. These are total 16. And out of these 16, the ratio what he got, the Mendel got the phenotypic ratio 9:3:3:1. 9 was the round and yellow. 3 was round and green. 3 was wrinkled and yellow, and 1 was wrinkled and green. So this was the phenotypic ratio he got. The Mendel got this. Now, if you analyze this ratio, separating round with wrinkled and yellow with green, you will find that the ratio is same, 3:1, what he used to get in monohybrid. For example, how many rounds are there? Just see. These are 9 and these are 3. 9 plus 3, 12. And how many how many wrinkled are there? 3 and 1, 4. So what is the ratio? 3:1. Similarly, if you see the wrinkled and round, yellow and green, this is yellow is 9 and 3, 12, and green is 3 and 1, 4. So 12:4. What is the ratio? 3:1. So if we segregate them, the ratio, phenotypic ratio is same as he got in the monohybrid cross. Now, another feature which he observed here was that this round and yellow, we took both together, round and yellow, but the result showed that round is not depending on yellow and yellow is not depending on round. They are segregating independently. They are not depending on each other. Similarly, the wrinkled and green, wrinkled is separated separated individually, and green, it is not depending on green. So wrinkle and green are also not depending on each other for when the gametes are formed. So their segregation at the formation of gamete is independent of their association. Here we have taken both round and yellow, but the result shows that round and wrinkled ratio is 3:1 only in F2 generation. Similarly, yellow and green ratio is also 3:1. So this result proves that when we are considering two traits, they are not depending on each other. For example, if we are taking black eye with we are taking with black eye, we are taking uh, different another trait, black eye with black hair. Okay, and second is we are taking blue eye with brown hair. So they are independent. You can find black eye with brown hair. You can find black eye with black eye with black hair also. Similarly, you can find black hair with blue eye. You can find brown hair with blue eye. So these characteristics, they are not depending on each other. They are segregating independently. They are not depending on each other at the time of formation of gametes. So this was the analysis, this was the observation of Mendel after dihybrid cross. And after dihybrid cross, he gave third law of inheritance, and this third law of inheritance is called law of independent assortment. Now, what is law of independent assortment? It states that when the factors, because Mendel said factors, he didn't say genes. So he said factors for different pairs of contrasting characters in a hybrid assorted. Assorted means distributed independently during gamete formation. So at the time of gamete formation, these factors were not depending on each other at the time of gamete formation. It was not that we have taken yellow and round together, so yellow and round will always come together. No. Yellow was coming with green, yellow was coming with wrinkle also. The wrinkle was coming with round, wrinkle was coming with yellow also. The round was coming with green also. So they are not depending on each other ki we both will always go together. It was not like that. They were segregated at the time of gamete formation. So this is third law of Mendel. First is law of dominance, second is law of segregation. These two laws he gave after monohybrid cross. After dihybrid cross, he gave this law of independent assortment. Independent means they are not depending on each other. These factors of different pairs, they are not depending on each other. Yellow is not depending on round. कि round जहाँ round जाएगा वहाँ yellow जाएगा. No. Round is going with green also, round is going with yellow also. Similarly, yellow is also going with green, yellow is also going with wrinkled as well as round. So they are independent. They are not depending on each other at the time of assortment. Assortment means distribution, separation. When they are getting distributed or when they are getting assorted at the time of gamete formation, they are not depending on each other. So this is another law of dominance, which is another law of inheritance, which is called law of independent assortment. So what is a dihybrid cross? Dihybrid cross is a cross between two parents which differ in two pairs of contrasting characters. This we have seen. And after this, if you see the phenotype and genotype, he took parents having two contrasting pairs. What were these two contrasting pairs? Round and yellow and wrinkled and green. Round was dominant over wrinkle. So round is capital R, wrinkle is small r, small r. Yellow was dominant over green. So yellow is capital Y, green is small y, small y. So what is the genotype of the parent? Genotype of the parents is capital R, capital Y, capital Y. One parent and another parent is small r, small y, small y. So these were the genotypes of parents. They were true breeding. So after self-pollination, we got this combination. Now, what would be the gametes of capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y? Capital R, capital Y, and the another gamete would also be capital R, capital Y. Both gametes would be same, capital R, capital Y. Here also both gametes would be same, small r, small y, small r, small y. But in F1 generation, all were round and yellow because they were having capital R and capital Y. All were having capital R and capital Y. So that means all were having round and yellow, because round and yellow were dominant, are them dominant. So capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. This is F1 generation. Now in F2 generation, what happened? This F2 generation, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. This, the gametes formed were, what were the gametes formed? This capital R can join with, because it is all independent. So this capital R can join with capital Y. It can also join with small y. Similarly, this small r can join with capital Y, and this small r can join with small y. So what would be the result? The result would be 4 gametes, capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, capital Y, small r, small y. Now let me tell you one another thing is, when we are writing gametes, we should write capital letters first. So if it is small r, capital Y, it should be written capital Y, small r, because it is also another convention that we always write capital letter first. So capital R, Y, small r, capital small r, small y. These are the 4 gametes in case of female plant. Okay. Now, similarly, the male is also having the same genotype. So, what would be the gametes in male? Same. This R can combine with this Y. This R can combine with small y. So, capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y. Similarly, this small r will also can be combined with capital Y. This can also be combined with small y. So here also you will find these 4 gametes. Capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, capital Y, small r, small y. Now, if you find out the genotypic and phenotype of the plants, you will get all these different varieties. Now, these different varieties suggest that in F2 generation, 9 out of 16, these are 16 because we are having 4 gametes, so total 16. So 9 out of 16 are round and yellow. Round and yellow, that means both dominant. 3 out of 16 are round and green. That means this is round, 1 dominant and 1 recessive characteristic has also come here. Now 3 out of 16 are wrinkled and yellow. Yellow is dominant, but wrinkled is recessive, which has come with the yellow. And 1 out of 16 is totally recessive, wrinkled as well as green. Both are recessive characteristic, wrinkled as well as green. Understood? So this is the ratio which we got in F2 generation. 9 out of 16 were round and yellow, 3 out of 16 are round and green, 3 out of 16 are wrinkled and yellow, 1 out of 16 are wrinkled and green. Now, how will you find out the phenotype? What would be the genotype? Suppose this, see this. This is small r, small r. Small r matlab no dominant character as far as shape is concerned. So it would be wrinkled. It cannot be round because it does not have capital R. Now it is having capital Y, capital Y. That means it is having dominant character as far as the color of the seed is concerned. So the seed colors of the seed would be yellow, but the shape would be wrinkled. So similarly, all these you can find out, and this is the result. Now, if you total out the round, so total how many round are there? 9 here and 3 here. 9 plus 3 is 12. And how many wrinkled? 3 here and 1 here, 4. So 12 is to 4. The ratio is 3 is to 1. Clear? Similarly, here also if you see 9 are yellow, 9, and here 3 are yellow. So 9 plus 3, 12. And how many are green? 3 here and 1 here. 4 are green. So 12 is to 4. Same 3 is to 1 ratio. So overall phenotypic ratio would be 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. So this is dihybrid cross, and this, after this dihybrid cross, the law of inheritance which was proposed was law of independent assortment. This is F1 is crossed with this, recessive is this, and these are the gametes. So these gametes would be formed, these and this. This is F1. So in F1, all would be 1 is to 1 is to 1 is to 1. So all would be having round and yellow. Now Mendel work was published in 1865, but it remained unrecognized till 1900. What were the reasons? Lack of communication. Now these days we immediately publish it on internet and immediately the thing is out. But that time it was not so. So it took long time for Mendel to get the recognition for his work. And concept of genes and factors were not clear because he said factors and somewhere else the work was going genes, that's why. And the mathematical approach for biology was not accepted because it was the first time in biology when the mathematical approach was taken and no proof for existence of factors were there. So that these were the reasons why the work of the Mendel was not recognized till 1900. Clear? So this was all about dihybrid cross.